How were your classes?
I just had the donuts.
Really?
I need more to eat.
Did you have too many classes or something?
Yes, it's been a very sleep class nap day.
Ooh.
February 1.
You know what? Just know it's worth it when we get paid, which is like years down the road. But good evening. I am your Wednesday night host, Alexia Narcisse. We are here with a fantastic guest. We have Skye here, who is the executive director of the Awareness Film Festival, as well as the founder of her own nonprofit, Heal One World. So we'll be back after this break. Alexia Narcisse, and I'm here with Skye Kelly. We're doing a fantastic interview on her nonprofit, Heal One World, as well as her Awareness Film Festival, which is coming up very, very soon. So how have you been today?
I'm great, thank you.
That's fantastic. I need to hear about this film festival. I've heard about it nonstop from students on campus who are involved with films, who are conscious, who are aware of what's going on. Tell me a bit about what this festival entails.
Sure, well, it's actually the 7th year that we're doing it. It's Awareness Film Festival. It's at LA Live, so it's pretty cool. The last 2 years we've been there. Regal actually contacted us and got our festival there, which was cool. And we're showing over 200 films. So the films, there's a lot of documentaries, but there's also narratives in there, and they all have to bring attention to something that's like going on today. But it can be human rights, animal rights, the environment, health, like spirituality, the gamut.
Wow. Now, what does someone do to become involved? So for like students who make videos on campus, for big time producers who create a film that's conscious, can they just send it in to you, or do we have to go online?
Yeah, we have, there's the platform Film Freeway is like our main platform, and there's Without a Box too. So there's online ways that we get submissions, and then some people will find us directly. Some films will invite if they're that awesome. And we actually have I know this year we have a film by Jeremy Kagan that's in the festival called A Knee Up, and he's at USC.
Oh my goodness. So when is this festival? I know it's in October.
Yes, it's in a week.
Oh my goodness.
It's October 6th to 16th. Yeah,
Okay,
so it
great.
starts next Thursday.
Films that do more than entertain.
Yes, yes.
That's incredible.
That's our tag.
What made you create something like this? What was your spark, your vision that kind of prompted this to all happen?
Well, when you create, I came up with the nonprofit, and I had to get my board. I also did the paperwork myself, and you have to actually put down what your fundraiser is going to be. And I'm like, I don't really want to do one of those fancy dinners where, you know, all the money goes to making everything schmancy for people. I want to do something that's a fundraiser that's also doing good. And that's, so I actually came up with it out of need when I did that. And then when I put the paperwork together, and then it came to fruition literally pretty much a year to the day of incorporating as a nonprofit. So the first year was 2010. And I mean, I have a background in film, so that was, you know, why I chose film as the medium.
So you've been running on about a steady 7 years of this.
Yes, we've changed months on occasion, which seems to be like a festival normal thing, like to be somewhat nomadic with the timing. But this is year 7, yeah.
Now, is this linked to Heal One World, or is it its own entity?
It is linked, but it's sort of taken its own life.
Wow.
So yeah, but it is our fundraiser, and so it is a true 501c3 festival.
Wow.
And I think one of the few that's a benefit for a nonprofit.
Now, let's say that I come to this event, and what is the first thing I'm going to see when I walk in the door? What am I going to look forward to? Where are the places that I have to go as soon as I get to the festival?
Yes, this year it's really cool because we have a VR exhibit on the weekend, so
Oh,
virtual
wow.
reality, and it's like takes you into like escaping the Holocaust, and like there's really amazing experiences. So you go to the Regal down at LA Live, which is a hop and skip from here at USC, and you the lobby, you get your pass, or if you're volunteering, which is a great way to take part in the festival and get like to do everything for free. You just do 2 shifts and you get like a free pass for the whole 11 days. So that's a pretty sweet gig. And then you'd go up to the mezzanine level, and that's where we have like the nonprofits that are taking part in things, giving information out. We have the VR exhibit, we have our red carpet, so you can get those pictures. And then we go up, and the theaters are on the 3rd floor.
Wow. Now, do you guys have a lot of big names here in terms of celebrities?
Well, we have a couple of celebrities in the films, but like they're conscious films, so it's not necessarily like a draw. Last year we had a film that Angelina Jolie had helped put out there called 7 Days in Syria, and it's amazing, and I think that might be on Netflix now, so you guys can check that out. This year we have a film that Sean Austin, who's an actor, is in one of them, and we have a few celebrity narrators, and we're having a gala dinner at the PYO Gallery, which is downtown, on the 15th. It's vegan, as we're a vegan event, and we're honoring Georgia Fox and some of the woman that started the Gentle Barn, which is another great nonprofit, and honoring some of the rescue people. So that's kind of as celebrity as we get.
Wow. Okay, so for people showing up, what can we expect to eat? Because I'm a foodie. I need something in my stomach.
Right. Well, the fine cuisine of at Regal Cinemas is part of why when we're there, you know, the concessions. I've tried to see if I can't get them to do like some sort of special vegan thing while we're there, and it's still a negotiation. But outside of that, like our opening party and stuff, we're going to have like vegan yummy nibbles, and
delicious.
at the dinner, it's an all vegan dinner. Being catered, and like amazing vegan cupcakes and all that good stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know much. I'm not as healthy as I should be, especially at this stage in my life. This is when I need to start taking care of my body. But I understand the difference between like lactose and lactose-free vegan. What does veganism fall under?
It's basically a no harm lifestyle, and it's also really good for the environment. So the impact on the environment's less. I was a vegetarian since I was 8 when I realized what was going on with animals and whatnot. And then veganism is sort of like the next step. So there's just no animal product.
Okay. So what I've heard before is you don't eat anything that has a mother.
That is true, or even like anything derived from said mother or being or species. So like no milk, no dairy. Yeah.
Oh,
no
so
honey,
anything.
no
Okay.
eggs.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay, but you can have like a good salad and
Oh, there's
some
so
bread.
much. There's so girl, there's
Ice
so much
cream.
more than that. There's amazing soy stuff, but also just like nuts and like cashew cheese is amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know
well,
how
we're
we
gonna
got
have to
on
try
vegan, but yeah, it's
Now
gotta
we
try
need
that.
to do, yeah, we need to try it. Now, jumping back to your film festival for just a minute, what are some of your favorite films that you've seen at the festivals over the years?
Oh my god.
And I mean, I know there's a lot because
Yeah.
you've had the festival going for at least 7 years now. So
Yes. Escape Fire, which played is the same filmmaker who did Cartel Land, which is an amazing film as well, Matthew Heineman. But that film really shone a light on alternative medicine and like actually how the VA is bringing in alternative, like yoga, meditation. When I talk about alternative, that's what I mean. So it was a perfect film, and we were like the LA premiere of it, and we flew Matthew out. So that was a really awesome time that we all had. And this year, the opening night has the Jumper Maybach story, which is a world premiere. And it's a gentleman who has he became a clown in order to embrace his own sexuality. And it's a beautiful story. And so we're really excited. And there's also a film called Carpe Kilimanjaro, which is about Alzheimer's. And that's the premiere here in the West Coast. That's opening night. So, I mean, yeah, if the film's opening and closing nights, like you're going to think, yeah, maybe that's some people's favorites.
Yeah.
So that those are days not to miss.
now, do you have to watch all of the films? I've always wondered.
All of the films? No. We have a number, like in the beginning, there were a far less entries, and now we get a lot of entries. And so I have a great intern team, including 3 awesome students from here at USC.
Oh, stellar.
And they are programmers. So they watch, and everything's online now. So before we had discs everywhere, it was crazy, but now it's mostly online, and it saves in, postage and all of that too. And I get to see, if someone says it's like so horrible, I'll watch it like out of curiosity. But generally speaking, I'll see a part of each film that we've selected, at
Well,
least.
it sounds like if I'm interning for you, I get to watch movies,
Oh yeah,
eat popcorn and vegan food. So nothing gets better than this. This is like the ideal internship
free yoga.
for those of you. Yeah, and
Thrown
yoga.
out. Yeah.
It can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask. This sounds like a fantastic movement that you have. Being that it's just a festival, it goes far beyond that, of course. It's breaking down boundaries, it's opening dialogue and conversation. What do you want the legacy of this festival to be? Have you thought about what you want it to turn into?
Well, we actually had, oh my gosh, what is his name? He's amazing. He's a filmmaker who did a lot, Ace Ventura, and but I can't think of his name right now. He was part of our festival, and he did a film called I Am. I cannot think of his name, but he came in and he did a whole speech about how we need to start a movement here in LA. This is the capital of the film world, dealing with conscious cinema and awareness cinema, and this is what it needs to be, and you need to tell your friend and all this. And it was really inspiring. And so that's what it's becoming, and that's what I wanted. Like at that point, we were in year 3, we were only 4 days, or in like, you know, a theater where not that many people knew about what we were doing, and now we're at LA Live, we're 11 days long, and we get, you know, a nice turnout. So that's what I want it to be, is just something that people know about, and every year they look forward to. And we have so many of the filmmakers come. The filmmakers are so excited.
Very involved.
And so and we have 11 panels, and the panels are free. So that's filmmakers talking about, you know, micro budget or making films in that genre, whether it be about health or, you know, mental illness. It's pretty exciting that we have all of that going on during the fest.
Yeah. Now, if people want to sign up to go to this event, is that going to be something that they can do online, or can they show up at the door and buy tickets?
They can, yeah, either way. The website is awarenessfestival.org. And
Awarenessfestival.org, everyone. You got to check it out.
Yes, check it out. And you can also sign up to volunteer there too. So if you're on a budget, it's honestly pretty inexpensive to get tickets, and especially we make it really affordable to get passes. So if you're going to check out more than one day, but it is a fundraiser, so it can't be totally free.
And do you have some sort of Twitter? Oh, here's a great photo actually of you guys working at the festival.
Yes, that was at the Green Fest. So that was the interns went, and we down at the LA Convention Center a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so this is a different event.
No, we were stumping for our event at the Green Festival.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
okay, incredible.
we were getting people signed up and letting them know that, hey, like in a couple weeks this is going down.
Oh, that's stellar.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you have a history with UCLA. Were you an undergrad there? I had to bring it up. I didn't want to have to talk about it. I didn't want to touch on it.
My
but
hair is
it was
hiding my
necessary.
face now just because I'm so red. Yes, I was an undergrad at UCLA.
Oh, I'm so
film.
sorry.
Oh, poor me. I know. I don't think I could afford here.
I mean, you know what? I understand that.
Yeah.
I can vouch for you on that. But what I will say is that UCLA doesn't have a program like this.
No.
And UCLA doesn't have CU either.
No.
They have you.
Definitely not.
They have you.
They had
But-
me.
Yeah. They can still
Yeah.
use you on their alumni list. Is
They
like,
do.
look what we can do
There's
successfully.
there's great things about you know, state schools.
That's stellar. And your major was?
Film.
Okay, great. So you have a major in film. What was kind of your draw to environmental issues?
Yeah, so I did do a film called Plastic Tide back in 2010. And that draw was because I have family in Hawaii, and it was about the environment and plastic pollution. So that was my personal draw to the environment and making that film in particular.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's stellar. Now we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk a little bit about Hawaii. Its laid-back essence, of course, but even more so how this woman here was inspired to change so many lives through not only her festival, but we have yet to touch on her nonprofit. So we'll be back after this break.
Did you listen to the new Kanye album?
Yeah, but it wasn't very good.
It's revolutionary to hip hop. It's amazing.
Are you serious? It's totally unoriginal and unintelligent.
How is it unoriginal and unintelligent? There are 30 samples.
We are back with Skye Kelly, interviewing her a bit about her foundation, Heal One World, as well as her film festival, which is coming up this October, very, very soon. And that's the Awareness Festival. So we are here with you. I have to ask you some questions about your background. Now, you said you were from Hawaii.
I'm originally from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
But yes, my mom lives in Hawaii.
Okay, so
now,
your mother's in Hawaii.
Yes.
And how much time do you spend there typically? Do you spend a lot of time in Hawaii?
Yeah, depending on how many, we have a property, so how much I have to deal with fun tenants.
Wow.
But yeah, like probably 4 or 5 times a year.
Okay, so for people who are there regularly, you don't really have the experience that other people do, where we're just going into hotels and
Right.
getting face masks and going to surf a little bit, maybe, if anything. What are you doing while you're in Hawaii?
I'm involved with the politics over there a little bit, and like trying to preserve, marine life and lands so that they won't get developed, because there's a lot of development there. And involved in the film scene a little bit. Like my film played the Maui Film Festival. The Maui Film Festival is an amazing festival.
Awesome.
They play under the stars on a golf course, and yeah, it's amazing. So if you ever get to go to that festival, I highly recommend it. So when I'm back, it's usually something to do with that, or like a business startup. I was a part of one of the things they did there for that. So just sort of being involved in the community. I mean, I am a minority there, and so that, yeah.
That is way too cool. Now, I did hear by rumor that you have a scuba diving background. You teach scuba diving. You have scuba dived.
I am not an instructor. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a dive master. So I went through, and I can lead, like, legit. I can get paid to scuba dive.
So on the levels of scuba diving here, we have like, did it on vacation with the family way down here. We've got instructor up here. Where are you?
Oh, just like
right here.
underneath the instructor.
You guys see this?
I just have to take one more class, and I could be an instructor, but I didn't. I knew it wasn't going to be something I spent my life doing. I just wanted to be able to take people out, and so I take people on like night dives, and we'll go see the manta rays and stuff when I go home.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So what do you have to go through to get certified for something like that? Do you just have to dive a lot, or?
You dive a lot, and then you take classes. You do advanced. You become a rescue diver, so you have to do that before you're a dive master, and then you become a dive master.
Oh my
And the dive mastership takes a long time, and you're like plotting things out with like coral heads and different things and directions,
Oh my
and
goodness.
it's fun.
So you have to be aware of your surroundings while you're down there, I'm assuming, or you can get lost?
Oh yeah, you definitely can. I mean, luckily you can always surface, and then hopefully you can
can
see a
look
boat
around
or
and see.
like land somewhere. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I do remember researching something about if you go down too fast, there's problems. If you come up too fast, there's problems.
Yes.
What is that about?
The bubbles. So nitrogen. So you have to go down nice with the breath. You don't want to go down too fast. Going down too fast actually is far less of a problem. Coming up too fast is when the nitrogen bubbles can travel up, and because they have to you have to release them. So it's basically like a foot a second. Do my little scuba feet.
What if you were to be in a situation where you're swimming and a shark comes up, or something dangerous happens, and you've got to surface quick? You just got to kind of take that loss?
Yeah, you probably will have the bends, and hopefully, I mean, I know people that got paralyzed from that. So sharks probably aren't, especially scuba diving. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. They're not going to see you as food, probably. Like knock on wood, right? But yeah, you just want to, and you don't want to hold your breath, and you just want to do it. This is my little dive master-ness coming out, because this is how I show people. But yeah, just a foot a second.
Oh my goodness. Now, if we wanted to scuba dive with you, could we sign up to do that, or do we just reach out to you?
Yeah, reach out to me. Sure, that'd be fun.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of
This is
cold.
something people should foresee. Just know in the next 6 months I'll be scuba
If
diving.
you come out to Maui, for sure. I know the best spots on Maui.
Is that,
Yeah.
is that an excuse?
Yeah.
We'll definitely make that
Come
happen.
couch surf and we'll hit the
Incredible.
diving.
Now, I've got to ask about your nonprofit, Heal One World. When was this established?
2009.
Okay, so you did this prior to having the film festival.
Right, yeah, that was where I had to come up with the fundraiser, and so that's how the Film Fest was born.
Okay, and did you have an inspiration for Heal One World?
Oh, yes. So I was actually completely disabled at 19 from a car accident. So specifically my right side, which was my dominant side at the time. I'm now ambidextrous, but I was told, like, oh yeah, you're pretty much, you can take tickets with your left hand, like at a parking garage. That was what I was rated. And it was actually non-invasive techniques that helped me, because I had surgeries, it still wasn't helping. I had constant horrible pain. And so there's these weird sounding things called Feldenkrais, Cranial Sacral, and osteopathic techniques that people don't know about necessarily, but I kind of did research, because I'm like, wow, my life is over. I'm not going along with this. And they're expensive. So it's somewhat elitist. Like, people who know about these things generally have some means, have some money. And I was lucky because I had some privilege just in who I am. And even though I was homeless, living in the car with my mom, but we were able to like barter with people, and I got treatments, I got better. And I looked for something that offered these things, and there wasn't any place. So basically I did real estate. I made enough money to go to school, went to film school and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not fulfilled. Like, I need to give back, and I'm going to start that nonprofit I looked for, like, when I was
That's incredible.
disabled.
I think that a lot of people, especially in our generation, don't understand the emphasis on and the importance of giving back to the community that gave to you. And that's incredible. Do you have any advice for students who see someone like yourself? And we see the success, right? We see, wow, she has a film festival, she has a nonprofit, but you had to go through a lot to get there. Do you have any advice to students in that same position who don't necessarily see the success that they can reach yet, but they have a vision?
Oh, absolutely. Just keep going with it, and try to connect with people, because I was very, like, when I was in pain, and I was sort of like, I was depressed because I thought I didn't have a future. And for a while there, I just kind of stayed to myself, and it wasn't until I reached out and like found other people that had issues like mine, and people who were interested in the techniques that I sort of got out of my shell, and then things started happening. So just you go through your own process, but know that there's definitely possibilities to like start your own organization if you feel like it's not being represented, or get involved with an organization that fits with. A lot of the volunteers I get are interested in starting their own nonprofit, and they want to know more, and they want to help out, and they can determine whether they're cut out for it or not.
That's incredible. Now, you touched on a type of therapy that was non-invasive, or different types. What are some examples of those?
Well, cranial sacral is the one that really helped me, and I then also did become a practitioner, and I'm pretty adept at it. I actually treat patients at the Venice Family Clinic, which is really cool because they're an allopathic, like a Western clinic, the largest free clinic in the country actually. But I treat their patients with Feldenkrais and cranial sacral. So it's just, it's the same principle as osteopathy, which is the body heals itself. So you kind of allow the body to heal. So it's really weird. So then again, I'm using my hands, but it's, I help people release fascial restriction. I don't know if that's going to make any sense to anyone.
Okay.
Maybe some of the.
So are these like different movements? Can we expect things like this, or is this more of like a meditation kind of technique? Or
Someone's lying on their back and I'm moving them, but gently. So if you've ever seen an osteopath, they do cranial manipulations, and it's cranial sacral similar to that. So the thing is you're following the body. So I'm able to kind of feel what the body wants to do, and I do that instead of, say, regular massage, where you're forcing the body to do something. So it feels better because you're releasing the lactic acid, but you're kind of forcing the body instead of letting it go where it needs to go to probably release like the fascial restriction. Fascia is all over the body, and it's what like scar tissue is, and so maybe Google it because it's a lot to get into in a short period of time.
So Heal One World, this is your organization. Does it focus specifically on what you were explaining prior, like events of what you went through, or is it more so just on a broad scale?
It's become broad. I didn't know how beneficial yoga could be, as far as like it's amazing for stress. A lot of things I didn't realize it was so great in helping with. But originally I did it because it was the gateway drug, meaning like my marijuana, to get people in to then learn about the other weird, even weirder sounding stuff. But yoga is incredibly therapeutic on its own. I became a yoga teacher. I teach Tai Chi there. So at our studio, we have free yoga, Tai Chi, meditation. We actually have had USC students come out and take classes before. We're right on Pico near Arlington.
Okay. Now, I have heard prior that sometimes medicinal marijuana helps with things like that. Do you believe in
That's
that?
no. And I heard there was like an edible show last night, so I hate to be a downer on that. But no, for me, no, because I like being like, I like having my mind at all times, so I've never been a person that's into that, but I know people that it's helped, so.
That's incredible. Yeah. You know your stuff when it comes to therapy, when it comes to healing, when it comes to being conscious.
Thank you.
That's really incredible. Now,
I know.
Tell me three things that people can expect from your nonprofit within the next 5 years.
Ooh. Well, we're expanding. So our first expansion is in the works, and it's up in Fresno, of all places. So Central Valley, where
what made you pick Fresno?
My boyfriend, actually. So he's up there, but he's a veteran, and we're starting a veterans program up in Fresno and actually he told me today that we're doing yoga classes there twice a month, just starting now. We already have a Tai Chi class going on up there. So and I've had interest from San Diego before as well. So we'll see. And I can only do so much, but I'm excited for people to come and say, hey, we want to start something like what you're doing where we are, and then we can like help facilitate that. So that's one of the things. And then also even having a bit of a larger space probably than what we have now. So that would be in the next 5 years. We'll have some more offices and we'll have a bigger space.
Oh, that's going to be incredible. And if students want to get involved, because I know there's students watching this who of course are going to want to intern for you because they can have the best experience ever and watch movies and eat and learn so much about the world. Yes. What can they do to reach out to you?
Go on healoneworld.org, which is the nonprofit site, and you can reach me through there. Just let me know, if you're interested in the nonprofit end of stuff or with the festival. It's not too late to volunteer. If you go to awarenessfestival.org as well, it has a link to sign up to volunteer. But yeah, I love feedback. And just to note too, we're an all volunteer organization, which means I'm doing this for free for 7 years.
Wow.
And I do have a filmy job that keeps me afloat. And so we're all like community run. So it's really cool to be all of the yoga teachers, everyone involved is volunteering because they want to make a better community.
That is stellar. Well, I have to thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
I've got to ask one last time if you can give us the name of your website so that people can go on, if you have a Twitter handle, any social media.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got USC students on my Instagram. She's making that happen. She's getting us like likes and follows and hashtags. Yeah. So I think pretty much everything is at Awareness Fest.
Okay, cool.
And then the website again is awarenessfestival.org.
Okay, so for everyone, Awareness Fest, go to awarenessfestival.org.
Yeah.
You can get all of your information there. You can sign up to even go to the festival, or if you're a little more adventurous, you can intern if you think you have the resume for it. But do not be afraid to reach out to this woman here because it sounds like she makes opportunities happen. Thank you so much. Once again, we're here with Skye Kelly. A fantastic interview. We'll be back to see you guys next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching Trojan Vision. For more of your favorite shows, check us out at trojanvision.com and like us on Facebook.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's first episode of Balance.
Go get your own tots. Gosh, flippin' idiots.
The year was 1938, and the U.S. sat on the brink of another world war. The American people looked for diversion from the trials and tribulations of a new century and its new problems. In 1940, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt authorized the release of an entirely new form of entertainment.
Today, a hope of many years standing is in large part fulfilled.
It was called the Trojan Visual and Auditory Mimeograph Device, or Trojan Vision for short. As bombs fell and war was waged, society tuned to 8.1 for relief. Throughout American history, Trojan Vision has shown us the moments of America's triumphs, spreading the finest programming throughout Greater Los Angeles and worldwide online. Watch Trojan Vision and see history being made.